Hello, my name's Meg Summers and I'm about to go through a mini Ashtanga sequence. Now if you haven't done Ashtanga before, it's really important again that you just take your time, don't strain your body, back off if you need to. What's most important with yoga is that you do it regularly and that you don't push yourself excessively. So it's very much about taking a step back from that push and just being more receptive to the body as you move. Coming to standing at the front of your yoga mat, feet together, hands down by the side. If you're more comfortable with the feet hip width apart, please do that. It's important that when you practice yoga, you allow the postures to fit your body, not the other way round. If you're trying on something, you want it to fit you. And we're all different shapes and sizes, so we've got to move in different ways. So change anything you need to make yourself more comfortable. What's important is that we move, we focus the mind, we turn the awareness inward, and we begin to move through a meditative practice. Breathing together, exhale. Reaching the arms wide, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Lift the chest, breath in. Ground the hands, step or jump back, plank. Lowering, maybe on the knees. Half lift option. Straight to upward dog if you know it. Tops of the feet pull down into the floor, legs straight. Hands press, be mindful of the back. Downward dog, on the knees if you need. Letting in 5 breaths here. As you exhale, gently firm the lower belly. As you inhale, breathe into the upper back and roll the shoulders in. A little tuck of the chin as you exhale. Breathing, expanding into the upper back. Press through the hands. Lift your weight from your hands back into your feet. A steady, even flow of breath. At the end of the exhale, we look up toward the hands, bend the knees, step or jump both feet up. Maybe hands to ground or legs lift, breath in. Forward bend, breath out. Coming up, we'll reach the arms wide, bring the palms together and lower the arms. Reaching the arms wide, breath in. Only look up if comfortable for your neck. Fold forward. Don't hesitate to bend the knees so that your back remains straight. Inhale, lift, maybe hands to legs. Ground the hands, step or a little jump back. Taking it down through chaturanga, maybe to the floor. Half lift option, tail pulls back. Full lift option, throat forward, chin up, last. Be mindful of the neck, the lower back, no strain in the body. 5 full breaths. Feel the breath moving in you. Exhale, check that you can firm the lower belly, drawing the lower belly in toward the spine. A little grip with the toes, allow the armpits to roll in. Kneecaps lift. The end of the exhale, we look up toward the hands, bend the knees, step or jump both feet up toward the hands. Lift, breath in. Forward bend, breath out. Coming all the way up, don't hesitate to bend the knees if you need to. Take the pressure off. No strain in the back, no stretch in the back in forward bends. Breath in your own time. Breath out. Lift, breath in. Step or jump back. Plank. Lower, maybe to the floor or through chaturanga. Upward dog. to downward dog.
And while you're in your downward dog, just looking to making space, particularly for the vertebrae. You've got to be mindful particularly of the upper back, so broadening the upper back, rolling the armpits in, lower belly in. Lower ribs pull in to support the middle spine as well. Pressing into the floor some, feel your legs and arms become supportive. When you're ready at the end of your exhale, step or hop both feet up. Lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. All the way up. Bend the knees if you need. And lower the arms. Coming now through into Surya Namaskara B, meaning Sun Salutation B. Deep bend of the knees. Utkatasana. Reach the arms up. Breath in. Forward fold. Breath out. Lift. Broaden the collarbones. Breath in. Ground the hands. Step or jump back. You can lower half or to the floor. Upward dog. Drawing the chest forward and up. Downward dog. Lifting the hips up and back. From here, we're going to come onto the toes and see about stepping the right foot up toward the hand. Some people like to lift the leg and give it a little pull up to get it there. Some people use the hand to kind of help get it up there. From here, we'll ground the back heel, reach the arms wide, breath in. Back foot is at 45 degrees, which means it turns to the corner, front corner, rather than to the side. Let's step it back, lower. Halfway or to the floor. Just doing less if you need. You don't have to do everything. Let's lift the left leg. Breath in as you pull the knee forward. Step it up. Ground the back heel. Reach the arms wide. Leveling the hips. So pulling that back hip forward. And then we'll lower down. Step it back. Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And here we hold it 5 breaths. And if you need to, come down onto the knees. Feel the support. The end of your exhale will look up toward the hands, step or hop, both feet up. Breath in, maybe hands to legs. Breath out, forward fold. Don't hesitate to bend your knees. Deep bend of the knees now to come up. Utkatasana, only look up if it's comfortable for the neck. Don't hesitate to look forward. And release. Again, breath in. Forward bend, breath out. Lift, breath in. Step or jump back. Keep pressing through the hands, lift the upper back, lower, halfway or full. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. To Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You're going to come up onto the toes, maybe lift the leg if you need, otherwise just step that right foot up. Grounding the back foot 45 degrees. Reach the arms wide, breath in. A little pull of the feet down into the floor. And then we'll lower. Step it back. Vinyasa. Changing sides. Step the left foot up. Reaching wide, breath in. And down, breath out. Always have to be careful in the yoga that we're not putting stress through those more vulnerable parts of the spine, being the upper back and the neck. So take your time, just check in. It's best when you get to know the sequence and can just really turn the gaze inward and be completely present.
from here, step or hop, both feet up. Lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Deep bend of the knees or reach the arms forward and up. And lower. So we're making the Ujjayi sound as we breathe. And just checking that you just can sense the sound of your breath. Make sure that it's not too strong though. So you want to feel relaxed at the same time. Bring the palms together. We're going to bend the knees and either step or a little hop of the feet hip width apart. Tuck the tail, breathing in, lift the chest. Maybe look up and forward fold. A little bend in the knees. We're going to reach down to either hook the big toes or if you need to, just hold the legs. Lift the chest, breath in. Forward bend, breath out. And once again, a steady, even flow of breath through the nose. A little catch of the breath in the back of the throat, making a little aspirant sound as you breathe. Make it quiet though, so that you can relax and breathe fully. At the end of the exhale, we're going to bring the hands underneath the feet or just stay where you are if that's enough. Breathing in, lift the upper back, lift the chest, broadening through the collarbones, forward fold. And like I've said many times, don't hesitate to bend those knees. Really important because tight muscles in the back of our legs are what are going to pull on our pelvis and maybe stress the back. So if you're feeling any strain in your back, you've got to bend your knees. From here, at the end of the exhale, we're going to lift, breath in, hands to hips, exhale, and come all the way up. Bend the knees if you need. One step or jump, feet together. Bring the hands to the heart. We're going to bend the knees and step or jump to the right. And from here, we'll take the arms out shoulder height. Right foot turns 90. Back toes turn in about 5 degrees. So just so the heel is slightly further back. Reaching forward, breath in. Let that right hip pull back into the hip joint. So you might be high or go deeper if the body is willing. When you look down, you want to feel that your shoulder's pretty close to your leg, not that you're way out forward here. So keep it in line as best you can. If that means you need to come up higher, just do it. Pressing into the feet. As you exhale, firm the belly. And then we'll come back up. Let's change sides. Left foot out. Back heel slightly back. Reaching forward as you inhale. And lowering as you exhale. Once again, stay high or go deeper. Keeping as best you can that left shoulder pretty much over the left foot. We're not looking for exactly, but we're looking just to feel like we're looking after the body. We're moving in a way that supports it. We're not thinking so much, but feeling intuitively our way through the movements. A little bend in that front leg maybe. As you exhale, firm the lower belly, look down and come back up. From here, we'll bring the feet parallel. You might step, turning the toe forward, or a little hop, bringing the feet together. Bring the hands to the heart. Bend the knees, step or hop. Here we've got a long stance, side angle pose. Knee over ankle, again back heel slightly closer to the back edge of the mat. Either bring the forearm down, lifting that left arm up and over, shoulder rolls in. If you can go deeper, if you have blocks, you can use them. Turning the gaze inward, feeling the breath moving through the nose. Just gazing either along the line of the nose, or if it's comfortable, you might look to the hand. For most people, that isn't suitable. At the end of the exhale, lower. Come back up. We'll change sides. Stay high if you need. Deeper if you can. Pulling those feet down into the floor. Exhale, firm your lower belly. Breathing in, lengthen from the outside edge of your right foot right through to your fingertips. Breathing into that belly. Let your energy flow. If you start to stress, your body tenses, you won't feel good. So back off if that's happening. We're going to bend the knees and step or jump back, feet together. Bend the knees, bring the palms together, step or hop to the side. Wide stance if you can, shorter stance. If you need, you can always shift it. Prasarita Padottanasana, the wide feet forward bend. Outside edges of the feet are parallel. And from here, tucking the tail, breathing in, we lift the chest. Forward fold. Hands to floor, shoulder width apart. Lift the upper back, lift the chest. Breath in, forward fold. Don't hesitate to bend the knees. And if it's just too strong, back it off. If you need to take your hands onto blocks or onto your hips, do that. Steady, even flow of breath. Just gazing along the line of the nose. Let the eyes rest and turn your awareness inward, allowing it to flow over the whole of your body. Sense your position. At the end of the exhale, we lift the chest. Breath in. Hands to hips. Exhale. Strong legs come all the way up. Inhale. Arms up, shoulder height. Exhale. Hands to hips. Lift through Mula Bandha. Lift the chest. Breath in. And exhale. Forward fold. So Mula Bandha is the firming of the lower belly. So as you exhale, press out the last of the breath. Feel the lower belly firm. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. Feel those connections. Feel the weight also between the balls of your feet and your heels. Activate your feet. Lift your kneecaps. There should be no pressure in the back of the knee. Bend it if there is. Let's come all the way up. So at the end of your exhale, firm the belly, come all the way up. Lift the arms up, shoulder height, breath in. We'll interlace the fingers behind the back, drawing those shoulders back. If this is too strong for your shoulders, just keep your hands to your hips. Tail down, breath in, lift. And forward fold. We allow the arms to come away from the back if they will. No expectation that your body ought to do more. We're all built differently. We've had different experience. So it is as it is. Make sure there's no strain in the body. If you need to, bend the knees a little. Lessen the intensity of the stretch. At the end of the exhale, firm the lower belly, pressing out the breath. Strong legs, come all the way up, grounding through those feet. Let's lift the arms, bend the knees, and we'll step or hop back, feet together, turning toward the front. From here, bend the knees, step or hop to the right. Short stance, about 1 meter. I'm going to lift the arms and either bring them behind the back to hold wrists, elbows, or prayer position. We're turning towards the right side there, so right foot turns out. Again, back toe turns in 45 degrees. You want to be able to level your hips, pressing into the feet. Breath in. Maybe look up, only if it's comfortable for the neck. And then forward fold, bringing the spine back to a neutral position. A little tuck of the chin. As you exhale, firm the belly. You can bend that front leg if you need to, or just take it all the way down. Breathing into it. Feel the relationship between the breath and the body. Exhale, gently firm the lower belly. Press into the feet and come back up. Let's change sides. So once again, back toe turns forward. You want to make sure your heels don't cross. because that's going to make it hard to balance. So heels on one line or just either side of the center line. It's that imaginary line that runs between the legs. From here, breath in. Forward fold, breath out.
So just going as far as feels comfortable for you. You just move into the stretch until you feel that first resistance. Breathe into it. If you feel your body start to tense, back off. Steady, even flow of breath through the nose. A little catch to make the ujjayi sound. The end of the exhale will come up.
And turn it to the side. From here, arms up, shoulder height. We're going to bend the knees and once again step feet together. So you could just step. We're going to come now into the leg balance. So left hand to hip, holding right knee. Balancing is not my forte, so I will try to keep it. Hold the knee if that suits you, otherwise we hook the big toe and straighten out the legs. From here we're going to lift the leg, breath in. Take it to the side, breath out, just holding the knee if you need. If you feel balanced, you might look over your left shoulder. You'll notice I'm not doing that. Feel the breath. At the end of the exhale, we'll bring it back. Lift the leg, straighten it. So if it's bent, lift the knee, straighten it, point it, hold it up. Doesn't matter where it is. It might be high, it might be low, doesn't matter. Keep the shoulders directly over the hips. Breathe into it. Hold it, and then we'll lower. Let's change sides. So bending up the left knee. Hold the knee if you need. Those of you who can, reach down to hook the big toe. Working the leg straight. Of course, it doesn't have to be straight. It's all just a process of bringing our awareness into our bodies, shifting our focus away from an external place that we're always striving within, and just allowing a center to arise in which we can rest. From here, we're going to lift, breath in, maybe holding the knee. Take it out to the side. And if you feel balanced, you might look over your right shoulder. Steady, even flow of breath. Exhale, gently firm the lower belly. Check that you can relax and breathe here. We'll bring it center. Breath in, lifting the leg. And then exhale, hold it there. And at the end of the exhale, lower down. Standing with the feet together, hands down by the side. From here, full vinyasa. Reach the arms wide, breath in. Forward bend, breath out. Lift the chest, breath in. Ground the hand, step or jump back, plank. Lowering, chaturanga, or to the floor. Upward facing dog, tops of feet pull down, lift, down dog. Press through the hands, take the hips up and back. At the end of your exhale, look toward the hands, step or jump both feet up toward the hands. Stepping is fine. Bend the knees, come straight into Utkatasana. Shoulders forward, tail under. As the shoulders roll in, check that you can still move your neck. If you can't, lower your hands, pull the shoulders down. Then maybe lift the arms up, as long as you can maintain that sense of release in the neck. If it gets too tense, do less. Those of you who can look to the thumbs. At the end of the exhale, forward bend. Lift the chest, breath in. Ground the hands, step or jump back. Plank. So remember, you've got the easier options always. You can be on your knees. You can half lift. Don't have to full lift. Sometimes in my practice, I come back to that just to release the shoulders a bit. The vinyasa can get quite strong and the muscles can start to tighten up around the neck and shoulders. In that case, you do less for a little bit. The body's a very adaptable thing and changeable, so just needs a break sometimes. From here, I'm going to see about coming through to sitting. So those of you who need to can come onto the knees. Otherwise, you'll cross your legs. We'll start with coming to the knees. Dandasana, the upright rod. Pressing through the balls of the feet, press through the heels, lift the kneecaps, feel that activation. Ground the hips, feel the length as the tail pulls down, the spine lengthens up. Shoulders down, a little press through the palms. Feel the breath coming through the nose. As you exhale, firm the belly. Little tuck of the chin. The end of the exhale, we're going to reach forward to hold legs, or if you can, you hook the big toes with the first 2 fingers and thumb. From here, lift the upper back, lift the chest, and forward fold. Again, just folding as much as feels good. Feel that little bit of resistance, breathe into it. If there's too much resistance, you might find you start clenching your jaw. So back off. Feel the breath. Steady, even flow of breath. Feel the space that arises as you breathe. Well, move with it. At the end of the exhale, you might stay where you are, or we're going to reach to hold the outside edges of the feet. We could reach a little further from where you are too. Breathing in, we lift the upper back, lift the chest. Look up between the eyebrows. Exhale, forward fold. Stay with the breath. Pressing through the balls of the feet, pressing through the heels. If it's too strong in the hips, you might instead point the feet and just pull the toes back. That's going to take the pressure off any sciatic tensioning that's going on. So if you do experience sciatica, back it off. From here, breathing in, lift and release. We're going to bring the hands back behind to lift the hips. 2 options. You could lift with straight legs or bent knees. In either version, either keep the chin to the chest, or if the neck is okay, you take the head back. But if it feels not right in the neck, keep that chin in, because strengthening the neck in either position, straight leg or bent, is going to mean that you can take the head back at some point. You've got to first strengthen those muscles at the front of the neck, and then we'll lower from here. Optional vinyasa. Generally they're not optional, but if you need to not do one, you could do a cross-legged forward bend. But try to do them. Either cross the legs or take the feet around to the side, back. Vinyasa. Lower half or full. Upward dog. Tops of feet press. Downward dog. Hips lift high.
Little tuck of the chin at the end of the exhale. We look up toward the hands. Step or cross the legs to come through to sitting. Janushasana, much more simple. I'm going to point the foot and take the knee out to the side. Again, still no strain in that knee. Okay. Well, some people just find they need to move the foot forward, and that's okay. So, breathing in, lift the upper back. Look up between the eyebrows, forward fold. Exhale. Remember, you're wanting to lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, firm the lower belly. As you inhale, lengthen. Steady, even flow of breath. Steady gaze. Turn your awareness inward. Bypass that thinking mind. Come into your body space. At the end of the exhale, we'll lift. Breath in. Optional half vinyasa. Or stay for one more breath. And we'll change sides. So those of you doing the half vinyasa, probably around downward dog right now. As we go into it, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. And then you'll come through, bend up the left knee, point the foot, take the knee out to the side, and move into the pose. Ashtanga yogis tend to keep the eyes open throughout the yoga practice until the end. Setting a gaze point either to the toes or along the line of the nose. Staying present. At the end of the exhale, we'll lift. Breath in. Release. Cross the legs or tuck the feet around. Taking it back through. Some people tend to do this to come back through. They bring the knee in and then fling the leg around. Okay, that's going to be quite unbalancing for the hips. Better to work on the cross leg one, or alternate it between the legs. From here, Janushasana B. Point the foot, bend up the knee. You might be able to lift up onto the heel. Many people can't. It's uncomfortable. Not for me. If you've got the flexibility in the hips and the ankles to do it. Okay. So what you could do instead is sit on a block, so you get a bit of lift. Sit your bum right on the edge of the block, so that you can get that heel in, kind of towards the position. Okay. Or a blanket. You could sit on a blanket. Sure to have one of those. Other option is, once again, you might get sick of doing Janushasana, but if that's what you need, that's what you need. Okay, all good. Okay, from here, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. You'll notice my knees a bit further in from the Janushasana, so we want about an 85-degree angle there. Gonna see if we can square off towards the extended leg. So as you inhale, lengthen. And turn the navel as you exhale toward the left thigh. Still pressing out through the ball of the toe and the heel of that extended leg. The end of the exhale, those of you doing half vinyasa, go now. Otherwise, stay for one more breath. Step or a hop. Changing sides if you haven't already. Squaring off towards your extended leg, lift the upper back, lift the chest. Breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Five full breaths.
At the end of the exhale, we lift. Breath in and release. Half vinyasa. You can pull the feet in, lean forward, take it back. You could do it on your knees. Always an option to do less. This is great for strengthening the upper back, positioning the collarbones, broadening. And from here, coming back through to sitting, maybe cross. Marichi Asana. Marichi was a sage. So bending up the right knee. In this one, we position the right foot about a spread hand width out from the left thigh. Some people sit up in this one and that's enough for them. You can still work with the breath, with the connection through the body, not wanting a floppy, no wanting supported. Reaching forward, maybe, body permitting. Or we reach the arm around the front of the leg. Sometimes you can use a strap if you can't quite reach. Lift the chest, breath. Forward fold, breath out. But again, you work between that resistance and your flexibility. So if you find that your breath is really laboured, you need to back it off a little. At the same time, you still need to challenge the body in order for it to start to shift. So is that, I guess, fine balance between what's going to be helpful and what's just going to cause stress in your body. So feel the balance, play with it. Just check that you don't hurt yourself though, as you can if you overdo it. The end of the exhale, we lift, breath in. So you're staying for one more breath, stay for one more breath there, or half vinyasa. We change sides. Lifting left, breath in. Maybe folding forward or just hugging that knee, staying upright. Those of you who can, reaching behind the back. As you exhale, firm the lower belly. Keep pressing through the balls of the feet and the heel. And grounding through that left foot, like you're standing on it. In a way you are. The end of the exhale, we lift the chest and release. Vinyasa. Marichi Asana C. Right knee bends up. Options. So we're going to twist, so you might just hug the knee if that suits you, or lifting the arm up and over to hook. For some people, there's enough flexibility to roll the shoulder in, bring it behind and bind. So you might be monkey grip or holding the wrist of your right hand with your left hand. In whichever position you're in, exhale, ground through the hips, feel the lower belly draw in. As you inhale, lengthen up and gently twist. Think of the whole spine here. Don't just turn your head. Feel it from the tail right up through the spine, right up through to the head. Turn the whole thing. Treat it like one joint rather than many. And from here, those of you who would like to do a half vinyasa, look forward, half vinyasa. Otherwise, stay for one more breath. And then we'll release and change sides. So either hug that left knee, or lift the arm, bring that shoulder across, maybe fingers turn up, or bind just monkey grip, which is quite hard really. It's much easier often when you do have a bit more flexibility because you can move into a position that's a little easier to hold. But just 5 breaths, so see what you can do in that 5 breaths. Most important is what's happening through the body, so exhale, firm that lower belly. Breathing in, lift. Breathing out, you might twist, firming the belly. Feel the space. Breathing up under those collarbones. Deep breath in. Full breath out. One more breath in. Deep breath in. And then we'll release. Half vinyasa. Remember, you can tuck the feet around. There's always more, whether or not that's right for you. There's another story. And you want to feel good when you finish, so keep that in mind. Let's come through to sitting. From here we're coming into Navasana, the boat pose. So if you have a sensitive lower back, you're going to have to do less. You might bring the hands behind and just check that you're gently pulling forward with that middle back so that you're not pushing out, because that's going to be causing discomfort in your lower back. Those of you who can hold the knees. Maybe come onto toes. Maybe lift the feet, okay? We're going to see if we can release the arms and lift the feet up. Only lift the feet if there's no stress on the back, yeah? Some people can straighten, and if you can straighten, you straighten. Check that that lower belly is firm. As you exhale, firm it. Heels apart. And then we'll lower. Cross. I'm going to see about lifting the bottom up. So you might put the feet down, or you might just lift it all up and then put it back down. Again, to whichever position works for you. Palms in, arms draw in. Lift the chest. We'll cross, ground the hands, lift, breath in. And one more. When you're ready, lower. Taking it back through to down dog. When you're ready, at the end of your exhale, bring it through to sitting, crossing the legs, or coming onto the knees. From here, feet together, knees out wide, Baddha Konasana. So you're going to see that again, you're gently drawing that lower back in, that there's no pressure on the lower back. Exhale, firm the lower belly, draw the knees wide, imagining the knees are longer than they are, or more to the point the thighs are longer than they are. Draw them wide. Inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Holding the feet. Steady breath as you exhale. Feel the connection through the legs. Lower belly firm. As you inhale, feel the space. Moving into it. Deepen your breath a little. Feel how the breath can move into that space that's holding. Let your energy flow. At the end of the exhale, we'll come up. Half vinyasa. laying back. So from here, feet hip width apart, hands pressing into the floor, push through the feet to lift the hips up. Either stay or interlace the hands underneath so the palms come together, the fingers slide between one another. It's fine if the arms are bent, but if you can, work them toward being straight. Press through the balls of the feet, press through the heels, feel the breath. Exhale, firm the lower belly and come down. You could do that again, or those of you whose body is back bend, you could try a back bend. You'll even just put your hands here just to bring back that body memory if you ever did back bends. There's that memory in there. Curious thing. And you might lift. Steady breath, trying to keep your feet parallel, your hands even, your shoulders gently pulling forward as your chest lifts. You could do one more, maybe lift into the half lift if you want to go back there, or if you've got another back bend in you. And at the end of the exhale, we'll come back down. And coming to sitting, so either rolling to the side or rocking up to sitting. And from here, coming into a forward fold, bringing both hands out in front, maybe to the feet. When you're ready, lift the chest, breath in. Check that you're not just taking your head back. Yeah, you want to keep it broad. So breathing in, broaden the upper back, breathe into the chest. Maybe throat forward, chin up. And then forward bend from the hips. Checking that you're not rounding the spine. You've always got the choice here too to bend up the knees if it's too strong. So bend the knees if you need to. The end of the exhale, if you'd like to, you can reach a little further. Breath in to lift and breath out to forward fold. Steady, even flow of breath. Set the gaze point, turn your awareness inward. The end of the exhale, we'll lift the chest, breath in and release. Coming into a cross-legged position, or lotus if you do lotus. So cross-legged, those of you who can. Again, making sure the knees are happy. Happy knees are important. So you're going to reach behind the back to take hold of the elbows. If you can hook the big toes, go for it. Lift the chest, breath in and forward fold. Breath out. Here, the gaze point is up between the eyebrows.
For some, that might include throat forward, chin up. Be mindful though that you're supporting the spine as you move and it's not just a crink of the neck. At the end of the exhale, we'll come up.
And then we'll see about bringing the backs of the hands on the knees. You have the choice here to make the Jnana mudra with the thumb and first finger coming together. Mudras are gestures, and it's an energy control gesture. So the idea is that it directs the flow of energy in the body to bring about a specific outcome. For this position, it's more of an intention as the thumb and first finger come together. The thumb representing universal consciousness. The first finger, individual consciousness. And that remembering that the individual consciousness is one within the universal consciousness, like a drop in the ocean of the sea of consciousness. And 10 breaths here. Closing the eyes if you feel. And if you find that you're drifting off, open the eyes. Set a gaze point. That will help you stay present for the 10 breaths. Stay present. Stay with your awareness. Slow, full breath. Even breath. From here, Utpluti, the uprooting pose. Bring the hands down, forward of the hips. See if you can lean into your arms. For some people, blocks under the hands are necessary. Hint, your arms are not too short. From here, we're going to see about lifting the hips up. Breaths are a little faster, but really they're just as you need them. The more effort you put in, the faster they're going to be, but we do want to put some effort in here. So we're pressing into the hands. See if we can lift those hips, maybe the legs if you're in lotus. And 10. Lower down. Moving into your Shavasana. The feet apart. Arms away from the body, just letting those shoulder blades flatten onto the floor. If you have any back discomfort, you can bend up the knees with the feet apart and just let the knees knock for this time so that you don't have to hold the legs up. If you still feel discomfort in your back, you can always come to sitting. And letting in a few deep breaths. Allow your feet to relax now that they're not supporting the weight of your body. Maybe you could wriggle your toes a little. Just feel the flow of energy through to your toes. Let the heels sink down into the floor. Feel the hips sink down into the floor. Relax the legs, the lower legs, and the thighs, the front and the back of the thighs. Feel the back on the floor, the arms and the head. Feel the breath, relax the belly. Relax the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Feel your weight sinking into the floor. Feel your energy flow down through to your fingertips. Maybe wriggle your fingers a little. Feel the weight of the arms on the floor. The weight of the head on the floor. Relax the neck and soften the face, the forehead, the cheeks, your teeth apart slightly, your tongue still, and feeling your breath coming through your nose and into your belly. Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself to let go for this time. A gift to yourself. Let go. The mind sparks up again. Just come back to the body and let go once more.